Those Who Wish Me Dead was written and directed by Taylor Sheridan. This is a neo-noir western film. Stars Angelina Jolie, Finn Little, Tyler Perry, Aidan Gillen, Nicholas Hoult, and Jon Bernthal. Still reeling from the loss of her three lives, Hannah is a smoke jumper who's perched in a watchtower high above the Montana wilderness. She soon encounters Connor, who is a skittish boy who's bloodied, traumatized, and on the run in the remote forest. As Hannah tries to bring him to safety, she's unaware of the real dangers to follow. Two relentless killers hurting Connor, and a fiery blaze consuming everything in its path. When it comes to Those Who Wish Me Dead, I was actually really curious about this. I like neo-western action thriller films. Taylor Sheridan has proven himself to be a competent director, is an actor. Of course, he's done stuff like Sons of Anarchy and Veronica Mars, and he's also a very competent film writer. He's wrote Sicario, he's wrote Hell or High Water. He also wrote Wind River, which I really liked that movie. I thought that movie was really good. I was actually really curious to see how this would come off. And I was actually excited to see this also because of the cast. Yes, I'm aware that the CG fire would be there, but nowadays when you're filming, you can use real fire, but you don't want to burn your actors. And this, of course, was part of the field of HBO Max. And I like the concept here, with a boy who witnesses the murder of his father and goes on the run with a smoke jumper. And I gotta say, I ended up enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. Kicking it off with the positives, of course, is Taylor Sheridan, his direction. His direction in this movie is very solid. He has a good visual eye for filmmaking. He knows exactly what he's doing writing wise for his second attempt at directing. And I love the direction in Wind River. He also wrote Without Remorse earlier this year too, which will be part of my catch-up round of reviews, part 1, which will be a live stream coming very soon. But I was very intrigued to see how his direction was, and he delivered on his direction for the most part. He knows how to get some good acting performances out of his actors. The way he executes his idea is very strong. It's not 2.5 hours long. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. It gets you in and out. And for the entire movie, I was into it. I was enjoying it. I was loving it. And there is a little bit of a problem with the runtime, which I'll get to, but the directing alone is what really makes this movie work. Also, getting into it right now, I have to talk about the performances, of course. Angelina Jolie has proven herself to be a very great actress over the years. She is a very talented actress. She's amazing. She has won numerous awards in her life. She's done a lot of great films. She's also a great director. She may be weird and bisexual, but you know what? She is a capable actress, and she is still beautiful for 46. But going into this, I was excited to see her take on a role like this. It was good to see her make a comeback, and I'm very excited to see her in The Eternals. So I will say her acting in the movie was very good. I liked her. As you can tell, she feels bad for the events that happened with the three people that died. I also very much like her scenes with Finn Little, who is a new child actor on the block. He did really good. I liked their scenes together, them trying to keep each other safe. The rest of the cast I also thought was really good. Nicholas Hoult, Aidan Gillen, which we'll get to their characters in a minute, but I think the performance-wise was also really good for the most part. Jon Bernthal was good. I like Jake Weber. Tyler Perry was also very good for his little screen time as well. So it's good that Tyler Perry is taking on some other darker projects, and he's always loving to step out of his comfort zone. even if the result isn't the greatest. Alice Cross was a very flawed film, but I thought he was one of the shining aspects in that film. And it's good to see Tyler Perry take on roles like this. I like Tyler Perry. So the acting in the movie is good. I can also say that the score by Brian Tyler is also very well done. I like the score. Yes, there is some. It is very similar to other scores that Brian Tyler has done, but Brian Tyler, he is a very competent composer. He never lets you down. He always brings out the greatness in what he does, and I think he did a really great job with the score. Cinematography and editing wise, the cinematography is very well structured, very well shot, and it's a very well good looking movie. This movie only costs at least a small amount of money, and you don't need a huge big budget all the time to make this stuff look good. There is some CGI when it comes to the fire, of course, especially in the climax. But they did, from the behind the scenes, they did try to use real fire as much as possible. So I do have to commend them for that, and they did try the best that they could with what they were doing. We can also say that when the plot kicks in and the action kicks in, it kicks in. It doesn't let you go. It gets you straight in. It gets you straight out. And I was into it. I was enjoying it a lot. Two issues with the movie. I have two issues. It does have some characters needing a little bit more depth, which I do think for a movie like this, I can understand if you're not gonna be overly long. But I thought you could have a little bit more depth with the characters. And the villains are a little bit weak, despite great performances from the two main actors. But I feel like the villains, they could have had a little bit more to them. They were at least your typical villains, but they were far better than anyone in music and the villains that we got in F9, and that includes Cypher. No disrespect to John Cena though, he did do what he was required, but I felt like the characters needed a little bit more depth. Some of the other characters besides Angelina Jolie and the little boy, and the villains could have been a little bit fleshed out, and with that I think you could at least add it a little, at least 10 to 20 minutes, let it be 120 minutes. But unlike Reminiscence, I was engaged throughout, so I can easily say that much. At the end of the day, Those Who Wish Me Dead was another good effort from Taylor Sheridan with a great performance by Angelina Jolie, excellent direction, great solid performances from the rest of the cast. It does have a weak villain, and some characters need more depth and could have used at least an extra few minutes, but I will say this is definitely one of the more underrated films that no one is talking about, right next to The Protege. So with that being said, I'm giving Those Who Wish Me Dead, I highly recommend it. I will recommend you watch this. So that was my thoughts on this very underappreciated movie. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you somewhere in the middle? I'll see you guys in the next review. On my social media links, description box down below. Be sure to like this video, comment on this video, share it. Also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss live streams or videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one.